question, what comes to mind when I think about Chris Ruffin? So I think I'm going to do this in a quick story series on Chris Ruffin. So you get 3 for 1, Naz. I'll start off with the first one is going to be probably this was either middle school or freshman year of high school, whatever. Chris used to have this hairstyle in which he had a part in the middle of his head. You know, Chris had real silky hair, and so he had it brushed down in waves or whatever. And so I convinced Chris it was time for him to change his hairstyle. He was a little resistant at first, but that switch paid off because Chris had probably one of the nicest high tops in our area. You know, that he was he was known for. So he'll probably not want to admit that I was the one who convinced him to switch his hairstyle, but I'm sure once he goes into his mental Rolodex, he'll be able to recollect that. Same time period, somewhat. We were in a discovery program at Rutgers, which was for us to take college courses during the summer and prepare us for the college experience. While we were there, we were heavily into Boogie Down Productions, and so we were just trying to come up with a nickname for Chris. And so this was myself and Eric Haygood, and so came up with KR, which for those who know, KRS-One's name is Chris, and so that's where we came up with the concept. Christopher Ruffin, the K, some Chris's are spelled K-R-I-S, but for KRS-One, it was KRS-One. And so we just went with the KR for short, and that name stuck and took on a life of its own. And so you have a lot of people who just know him as KR. No longer knew him as Christopher Ruffin, they just knew him as KR. So that was the name, that was the hairstyle. St. Aug Homecoming, Al Tariq Young, myself, probably H. I don't recall who else went with us that year, but there was an area where everybody was at that was near the gym. So you know there was a pull-up, and so KR timed this one particular song, which was Young, Gifted, and Black by Big Daddy Kane. You know, just had the killer intro, the beat. It was just, and KR had this Dodge Raider truck, and he had a nice kicker box in the back, nice system. And so he timed the intro and for the beat to drop exactly at the time in which we got to the front of this area where everybody was at, and it came on, and everybody was just all in to the song. And so we made a nice little entrance, and that was all KR's work. So those are 3 stories. When I think of Chris Ruffin, those are the 3 things that stand out the most. I will add that one of the things that definitely stand out about KR is that he always marched to the beat of his own drum. You know, people were doing this, doing that. He never kind of really indulged in the whole drinking, smoking thing or whatever. People was hustling. KR was on that truck, hustling in another way. You know, he really, truly march to the beat of his own drum. So, that would be something that I would say will always stand out when I think about him. All right?